Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So today we are kicking off our Ask Me Anything session, and today we are just going to go through about two questions out of the number of questions that we have. So let's get right into it. So first question says, what are the key factors to consider before buying a property in Nigeria? What are the key factors to consider before buying a property in Nigeria? So my answer, not too plenty per se. So the things to look out for: location, location, location. So you want to ask, is it in a developed area or do you want to build in a developing area? What are your security? Do you care about security? So you should be thinking about that really. Accessibility and the type of level of infrastructure, as governments built roads around there, those types of questions you should be asking. Then you also want to check what the document titles are. Does it have a C of O? Just note that if it's a C of O, it is going to be more expensive than if it's something else. So do you want to, those are things to think about really. Then what's your budget? How much do you have? Or how much can you even access with your loans and mortgage and all of that? Those are things to consider. And when you're looking at property, don't just look at the price that was advertised. You also want to look at potential hidden costs. Uh, the hidden costs are many. Let's not go into that too deeply. So, but some examples are like the legal fees you have to pay, your agency fees, your survey costs. If you're buying an already built house, you want to check, would I need to renovate? How much would it cost me? So those are some of the things to consider. Then for why are you buying? Are you buying to live in there? Or are you buying to rent out? Or are you thinking of using it for land banking and keeping it until it appreciates? Let me just add a note for those that are thinking of land banking. If your aim is land banking, please just make sure that that land is not fallow, because your C of O land can still be revoked. So you need to be careful. Don't assume that because it's C of O, nothing will happen. Something can happen depending on who is in government. They can still collect your land. So please, let's be mindful and let's be guided. Thank you. Then we also want to be careful with the people you're dealing with. Use verified and trusted professionals, real estate, lawyer, surveyor, anybody you're dealing with. This is not the time to say you want to cut costs, because you can cut costs now and it will end in tears. Let's be mindful, please. So I'm going to move on to the next question. Next question is, and thanks to the person that asked the first question. Thank you so much. So the next question is, what are the common property scams in Nigeria and how can I avoid them? Good question. Excellent question. So I'm sure we can never end this conversation about scams, but I'll just like to try. Let me just try. So the first one I would like to talk about is the issue of omonile, long and short, really, because you can have a case where maybe Baba died and he had 7 sons from 3 different women or something. And unfortunately, the person he willed the property to, maybe the person was not able to get to the house before the third son came and took over and stole the land property and is trying to sell it off to you. Then first son comes back. They now let's get into court case. Meanwhile, you have bought property from the third son. You could have the property title and you won't be able to build because the court will now tell you that you have to stay, you cannot do something, and some of these cases can last for about 20 years. Your money will be tied up for 20 years. So would you not rather spend some time to investigate and be sure that the land is free from encumbrances before you start building? or would you rather build and start having problems? I'll recommend that you do more of your investigations upfront. So please avoid this by verifying documents and by buying from reputable companies. So the companies that I deal with, only on Manila issue they wanted to deal with, they've dealt with it themselves. They've done all of those verifications. But I'm not going to ask you to trust us blindly. I'll expect you to do your independent verification as well. If you trust me, I appreciate it. But I remember what someone said trust but verify. I would encourage you to verify. And one presidential aspirant that will tell you go and verify. Please verify. It's an important word when you're dealing with property. Then some people could forge titles. You also want to be careful. So how do you deal with forged titles? How do you know? You can only know by going to the Ministry of Lands, because in the Ministry of Lands, once you have the coordinates of that property, they will tell you what title is supposed to be there. So if the title, and most times you need a lawyer to help you. You need a lawyer to help you go to the Ministry of Lands to be able to check titles. If you know somebody that can help you that is not a lawyer, I wish you the best. The people me I know are lawyers. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So please forgive me if your case is different from mine. It's okay. Okay. So the other thing is that some people who actually not have any property because they know you're not going to come and check because you are in the abroad. They give you pictures, everything looks fine. They go and steal pictures from elsewhere. That's why any picture, anything I'm doing, I put my watermark so that nobody can steal my picture. So they will know, so that if you see anything from me, you will see at real estate to see marked on it so that you can come and call me and drag me if I'm the one that sold it to you. But if you saw somebody that used my picture and you saw real estate to there, you did not come and ask me before you paid the person, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. So the only help I can give you is before you pay, send a DM to at real estate Sisi on Instagram. Send me a WhatsApp message. Is this video from you? Is it true? Please. And before you pay anybody, I will say it consistently. If you cannot go yourself, go to get somebody that you really trust. If you trust real estate to say you can talk to me, but I will charge you. If you have family members that you trust, let them go and help you check out and do all these independent checks. Please don't part with your money until you have done checks. I'm shouting it now. I cannot separate quarrel after. Please, it's beg, we are begging. Then some other property owners or developers, they probably have maybe like 12 plots of land. They will not go and sell to 500 people. So they are oversubscribed. So some people will not have their property allocated. And we've had those cases. Don't ask me for names. I will not tell you because I'm not willing to spend money on litigation. If you want to know and you want me to tell you, you will have to pay me, and I will make sure that when I'm giving you the report, it will be reviewed by a lawyer, and the lawyer will help me make sure that my wording and everything is such that it is not libelous in any way. There is no defamation. Nobody can drag me and say that, oh, you did anything that injured my reputation. So I'm not going to mention any name on video. I won't mention any name. If you send me a DM, the only time you will get names is when you give me the name of the organization you are considering. You pay me to help you run the research, then I will give you a report that has been reviewed by a lawyer. That's the only time you will get names from me. But please, let's continue having these property conversations. I believe that they are important, and I look forward to doing business with you and helping you find the right property for you that fits your personal goals and desires. Thank you. Till the next time we come your way.